Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, if you're on, let me know. Let me know if you're joining me this morning. I'm going to make sure it's up here on Facebook. So if you're new here, drop where you're from in the comments, please. Drop where you're from. Yep, it looks like I'm live here. I'm going to share it out, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So let me know if you're watching, friends. Let me know. I'm going to share it to my group, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay. Alrighty. We're going to hang out here to see you join me. So far, nobody is on. We'll see if Facebook will notify my peeps to let me know that, to let you know that I'm on. It's about 2 minutes after. Yep. We'll see here. I'm going to hang on here. It's Thursday, July the 30th. I don't even know where this summer has already went. Geez, it just seems like we were getting ready to go to Myrtle Beach the end of May, and here it is already the end of July. We are getting ready to go to the beach next week, though, so I will not be on Thursday next week because we're spending a few days at Chincoteague. So we leave Monday and we're coming home Thursday. But anyway, so if you're new here, let me know where you're from, and just let me know where you're from. I want to make sure people are coming in, that everything's getting pushed out the way it should be. So far, there's only one person on. So I'm just going to hang out here for another minute or two. Another minute or two to see who joins me. Okay. I'm going to hang out here for a minute. All right, looks like somebody just jumped off. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to act like somebody is in the room with me. And for those of you that are new, my name is Connie Heisey. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 31 years, and I'm coming to you live from my studio here in Hanover, Pennsylvania. We just finished July's classes, so July's classes was Monday. And so I'm going to share with you this month. I'm going to share with you this month's product of the month, which is the stamp set Begonia Belle. It is available. It actually is still available. How the product of the month is, they're not going to guarantee that it'll be available all month long. They have ordered so many in, and then when the supplies when it's gone, it's gone. You're only allowed one, and how you get it is with a $75 order, you can add this product of the month on for $5, okay? So Beautiful Begonia was July's, and if it is still available, they will carry it over to the next month. So as far as I know, this one is still available. It did not sell out. The Critter one sold out from a couple months ago, but this one is still available, and I'm going to share with you two projects that I did using the Begonia Belle, okay? I said it was Beautiful Begonia, but it's Begonia Belle. I also want to let you know that these are in the house, people. I can only show you this part. This is the front cover of the September through December catalog. I will begin to mail these out when we get back from Chincoteague. So by mid-month, I'll be mailing those out. You can pick them up, or you can come to class in August as well. Hi, Terry. I'm glad somebody's popping on. I thought I was going to talk to myself this morning. But if you need a catalog, you need to get on my list, okay? You need to get on my list. So I'm going to start mailing them, like I said, when we get back from the beach, and I'll be mailing them out mid-month. Okay, and I do want to say this is probably one of the best ones I've seen in a long time. There's so many things in here I want, so I'm making my list, figuring out what we're going to be doing each month. Okay, and then also for next week, starting DSP will be on sale. We're having a DSP sale starting, I think it's the 4th. And then my Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack start in August. It's a Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack club. You're walking in this thing. Well, I'm glad you're getting your walk-in, Pat. Christmas Card Club Stamp and Stack starts in August. It runs through November. I will be getting the details out about that. And my Velvet Meadow 12-hour retreat, the end of August on the 29th, is open. Registration is open. I will be posting and emailing about that later today again, and we are half full, okay? So if you're thinking about going and you haven't filled out your registration form, you will want to do that. Registration closes on the 7th, but we are already half full. I'm only allowing 20 people. It is here in Littlestown, Pennsylvania at a church. It was actually the first time I really used this church for a retreat, so I wasn't sure. And it's actually the first one that I'm basically doing by myself. So I wanted to keep it kind of small so that I can handle everything. But that is Saturday, August the 29th from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. All right, that is all I got for you today, okay? We're going to go ahead and get stamping. I'm getting some messages coming through. No, okay, I'll have to answer that. The retreat is August the 29th. The class here in the studio was on Monday, the 27th. All right, and my class for August, I think, is the 24th. Okay, let's get started here. I'm going to share with you the beautiful Begonia. This is the first card that I made. So the base of this one is basic white, 5.5 by 8.5. And then we're going to be stamping on the Flirty Flamingo. And I'm just going to take just one of the stamps. So this is a 2-step stamp set. And I'm just going to take one of the flower stamps. I'll pull this in here so you can see. And I'm just going to stamp. I'm making my own background paper, by the way. That's what I'm doing. We used to do this all the time before we had all the pretty DSP available. We would just make our own backgrounds. Okay, I did that, and now I'm going to cut this at an angle. I'm going to bring this in, and I'm just going to line it up here and cut it. So you have something like that, and then we're going to layer it on the card. I forgot to see if I had any tape available here. There we go. My mat seems like it's a little off. It's rocking a little bit. I'll have to figure that one out. Okay, we're just going to layer it here. That'll be the first step. I'm going to stamp the greeting. I like this greeting inside the stamp. It says, "You are my sunshine." I'm going to stamp that right here. There we go. And then I'm actually going to stamp the flower for you. Good morning, Margaret from North Carolina. Where in North Carolina? Are you on the beach side or the mountain side? Okay, like I said, this is a 2-step stamp set. So how I always figure this out is the nice solid one is always the first one that I stamp, and I always stamp it in the lighter color if I'm doing the 2-step. And then the outline one is the one that I stamp full force, full strength, or in a darker color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up first with the Flirty Flamingo. And then I'm going to stamp it on some scrap paper first. Actually, I did that wrong. This is a solid one. Hold on. This one's hard to see which one is which. There we go. I'm going to stamp it off first. And then stamp it full strength. And then I'm going to go right over top of it full strength. There we go. So there's your 2-step look. Okay? So by the magic of television, I already did these for you. So I stamped them in, and you have to fussy cut because this is a product of the month, so it's just a stamp set. You're outside of Charlotte. Okay. Were you part of, did you used to stamp with Tamara? Tamara Davis, when she lived in North Carolina. I'm going to pop this up because I actually came to North Carolina and did a training for Tamara years ago. So, okay. Tamara's moved to Vegas now. So there we go. So there's that. I thought I would bring in the pearls and add some pearls. I actually thought about adding ribbon, but we don't have a huge selection of ribbon anymore. You like the fussy cut, Terry? It's not my favorite. I will do it. A punch or a die are so much easier. So this is the Begonia Belle stamp set that is the product of the month. So you still have time to grab it if you haven't grabbed it already. With a $75 order, you can grab it and then for $5. Okay, we're moving on. I have one more. I'm going to clean my stamp and then we're going to get busy. Okay, here is the second one. Black and white with just a little pop of color. I'm actually using soft seafoam as the green, and then the pink is bubble gum, which is not my favorite pink, but it worked okay for this one. Okay, so, unless you're a ribbon hoarder like me, I know, Pat. We used to have amazing selection of ribbon, and that's kind of, I looked and looked. I wanted some black ribbon for this, and I didn't have any. So, 5.5 by 8.5. Once again, the base is basic weight. Okay, the next layer is basic black, and then I'm using the Artisan Sketched Design in your series paper. And then we're just going to add adhesive to these. And I'm going to add right there. And then I have this strip. If you don't have ribbon, just add a strip of cardstock. Because that's what I did. Okay. And then I'm going to add the whole this whole piece to the base of the card. You know her, but never stamped with her, but your friends. Okay, but your friends did. Okay, yeah. Tamara moved she retired to Las Vegas, but I came and did a meeting for her a while back. It's been a long time. Okay, this next piece is a part of the postage set, the postage perennial dies. Okay, we're going to stamp that. I'm going to ink up my stamp with Memento, and it says thank you for everything you do. So I'm going to stamp that at the bottom. And then I did show you how to do the 2 steps. So I did it in the bubble gum and then the soft seafoam. We're going to add dimensionals to these. I'm going to add dimensionals to everything actually. So we're going to pop this one up and then pop our flowers up as well. Whoop. Nora is being very noisy over there. I moved my patio cushions in here, the cushions from my patio furniture when we had that storm, and she's over there trying to sit on them. She's being noisy. Okay, there we go. And now I'm just going to add some pearls. I'm just going to add pearls to our little black pieces here. There we go. All right, so there's 2 cards done with the Begonia Belle product of the month. The product of the month for July. It is still available. So if you haven't ordered yours, you can hop on there, do your $75 order.